AI agents are just popping up everywhere in business, right? From customer support bots to full-on project managers. But with this explosion comes a huge question, one that definitely keeps tech leaders up at night. How in the world do you manage thousands of these things without completely losing control? So today, we're diving right into that. How to deploy AI securely so you can innovate with confidence.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Every single AI agent you deploy, it's like you're handing out a brand new key to your company's most sensitive data. So when you have hundreds or maybe even thousands of them, you've just created this massive, sprawling new attack surface. The question isn't just about who's managing them, it's about who truly holds the keys to the kingdom.
Because look, this is where the rubber really meets the road. It's fantastic to build cool, powerful AI, but if you roll it out without a rock-solid security framework, you're basically leaving the front door wide open for data leaks, compliance nightmares, and just a total chaos of oversight. The consequences of that can be, well, really serious. And this is exactly why a structured, multi-level security framework is absolutely non-negotiable. The whole idea here is to bake security in from the very beginning, not just try to slap it on as an afterthought. It's all about creating a complete system that gives you the protection you need without killing the flexibility your teams need to actually innovate.
All right, let's break this down. We're going to start way up high at the 30,000-foot view. We're talking about the big picture guardrails that protect your entire organization.
So the first and most important rule of AI security is super simple: control who can do what. This is all about what we call role-based access, and it means that every single person, from a top-level admin down to a brand new user, gets only the permissions they absolutely need to do their job and not one bit more.
So how does this actually look in practice? Well, it creates a really clear chain of command. You've got a super admin with that system-wide oversight, while an org owner controls their own specific domain. And then, below them, admins are managing users, and the users themselves have this very tightly defined access. This kind of granular control is exactly what stops unauthorized changes dead in their tracks and, you guessed it, drastically reduces your risk.
Okay, so now let's zoom in a bit. We're going from the whole organization down to the individual AI agents themselves. Because let's be real, a public-facing chatbot and an internal HR tool have completely different jobs to do, which means they need completely different levels of security.
You really have to think of these agents as two different kinds of employees. On one hand, you have your public-facing agents, right? Like a chatbot on your website. They're like your front desk receptionists, super helpful, but with very strict rules about what information they're allowed to share. And then, on the other hand, you've got your private agents for internal tasks. Think of them more like your finance team. They're locked down with user authentication and IP whitelisting to protect the company's most sensitive data.
And believe me, getting this agent-level security right is just crucial. It's how you actually safeguard confidential stuff, like HR or financial info. It's what keeps you compliant with big regulations like GDPR. And it gives you incredible flexibility. The security rules for your legal department's AI are going to be, and they should be, way stricter than the ones for your marketing team.
Okay, so we've covered the organization and we've covered the individual agent. Let's zoom in one last time, right down to the day-to-day actions. This is all about having eyes on everything, all the time, through constant monitoring and auditing.
You see, the best security isn't just a wall, it's a living, breathing process. It all starts by tracking everything. Every single interaction gets logged, leaving a perfect, unbroken audit trail. Then you maintain constant oversight with dashboards that show you exactly who's doing what. And finally, you act fast on automated alerts that flag any suspicious activity, letting you jump in immediately if something's wrong.
So what this all adds up to is total transparency. You have a clear, undeniable record of every single action taken. And this isn't just about checking a box to pass a compliance audit. It's about building genuine trust within your organization, showing everyone that your AI is being used safely and responsibly. So we've gone through the how, but let's connect all of this back to the why. What's the real business case here? Why should you adopt such a rigorous approach to AI security?
Well, first off, it's about consistency. When you're dealing with potentially thousands of agents, you just can't rely on manual checks. A centralized security framework makes sure your rules are enforced everywhere, every single time, preventing those small, accidental mistakes that can easily spiral into huge problems.
Second, and this one is a really big deal, it drastically reduces the risk of data leakage. When you combine role-based permissions with agent-specific security and that constant monitoring we talked about, you're creating multiple layers of defense that stop sensitive information from ever ending up where it shouldn't be.
And finally, all of this comes back to building trust. By managing your AI this responsibly, you are sending a powerful message to your customers, your employees, and to regulators. And that message is, we are a trustworthy steward of your data, and we're a true leader in responsible innovation.
So if there's one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this core idea. Strong security isn't some roadblock that slows down AI adoption. No way. It's the launch pad. It is the solid foundation that gives you the confidence to move fast and deploy powerful tools, knowing you're protected every step of the way.
Which really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. As you build out your company's AI future, are you just chasing the next cool capability? Or are you building it on the only foundation that truly matters in the long run? Trust.